2K Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Players' Championship. Today's coverage is about to start. Delighted to have your company for this final round action. Hello everyone, I'm Luke Elvey. Great to have my mate Rich Beam beside me. And Rich, as this next player begins their round, what do you think of their chances here today?
Even with this massive lead, there is no lead large enough, I have to say. It's a very uncomfortable situation because there's only one place to go, and that's down. So this player has got to be aware of that, go out and try and play as rock solid the first 3 or 4 holes as humanly possible to continue that lead.
Can't wait to see what unfolds. And let's see what he can do here today. This spot looks awfully familiar. Didn't they play here yesterday?
Same spot as yesterday, looking for the same result today.
Look at the line on this one. Get in the hole. Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this. That was a gallant attempt. Big putt for par coming up. And well holed. Let's move on. He's currently sitting in first place. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. You've arrived at a par 5.
Par 5, 532 yards. Drive it out to the right-hand side to give yourself a good look at reaching this green in 2.
Time for the second shot here on the second hole. Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there.
2 big hits there, knocking it on this par 5 and 2.
Oh, you set yourself up with an eagle opportunity. Ooh, right by the hole. Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. Wow, they certainly got out of the right side of bed today.
That sets a positive tone for the player, doesn't it?
So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. Teeing off here at the 3rd hole.
Par 3, just 177 yards from the back, but this green is always firm. Be wary of that.
Hope it gets a good kick to the left. Oh, this is a long way from downtown, but you're closer. John, what's he got in front of him?
This putt's looking right around 28 feet, I'd say.
This putt's about 4 feet from the hole. Looking good. Solid par putt, that. And now that finds him in first place. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. You've arrived at a par 4.
Par 4, 384 yards. A long snake-like bunker down the right-hand side to a cool little green with all sorts of movement on it. A very fun hole to play indeed.
Playing from around 110 yards out.
Back into the wind. They need to flight this one down.
Getting ready to play their 3rd. Didn't that look good for a long time? Easy par, that. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. It's time to begin this par 4 hole.
Par 4, 471 yards. Drive it out to the left-hand side to give yourself the best angle for your second shot into this long, thin green.
Second shot here on the 5th. Woo, back there, horsey. Oh, well played. 13 feet to the hole. It's tracking. And that's for birdie. Well holed. Still in the lead now after that hole. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. Lovely momentum for this player after that birdie at the last hole. Keep it rolling.
Par 4, 393 yards from the back. Most players taking out a long iron or hybrid just for placement in the fairway. This green is surrounded by tall palm trees. Don't get caught out by one.
Didn't quite strike that as cleanly as they would have hoped.
And coming up well short.
How close was that to going down? Let's see if you can make this and keep the par on the card. Good putt, that. Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. Time to step on your tee shot here at this long par 4.
Par 4, 451 yards, all sorts of danger down the left-hand side. Hit your tee shot out to the right. Second shot, find the green, 2-putt, and sprint to the tee on the 8th.
Second shot here on the 7th. Going with the pitching wedge here.
Just needs a little bit more of a kick to the right.
This putt is from 14 feet. And that will drop in for birdie. And this is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. Seems to have chosen the 3-wood. Yeah, good swing. This one's heading up onto the green for sure. John, have you got a read on this one?
Looks like 26 feet from down here, guys.
Well, nicely done. Holds the putt for back-to-back birdies.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row. He's feeling it.
And let's have another look at that one. And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are in the standings.
The play so far has been stellar, increasing the lead, Luke, but can they maintain it? Let's find out.
Handy effort, that one. Time for the second shot here at the 9th. Going with a 3-wood here. Not a bad approach. Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing. Make sure you get both the line and the speed right here. It's a long putt. Get in the hole. And down she goes. The long-range bomb. And it's time to recap that play. It's a lofty position this player has held all tournament, but what a buffer they've built with just 9 to play.
Yes, but if they start thinking about it, that's where the danger happens. They have to keep their head down and keep playing on the front foot if they want to see this thing home.
This one might just sneak off the fairway. Well, doesn't take a genius to know that this is not a good place to be.
Well, look, they birdied the hole yesterday. Good luck today on repeating that birdie.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. Oh, that's great. It just missed the hole. Yep, well done. He sits in first position. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. Here we have a par 5. Is it time to get after it or play it safe?
Par 5, 558 yards long. Avoid the fairway bunkers on the left-hand side. And you might have a hope of going forward in 2. However, you better be brave and you better know what you're doing, because this green will call you out on the second shots if you're not careful.
Wonderfully played. Getting ready to play their 3rd. That's a good-looking shot there. Nice birdie. Well played. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. And after a birdie at the last, they take the honour on the hole.
Par 4 12th, a new design in the last couple of years. Water all the way down the left-hand side, but it's a drivable par 4. Most players will bail out to the right, but the brave ones will take on the green with their tee shots. 2s and 3s are easy to come by, but so are 5s and 6s if you get it out of position.
That's on the green, but still a fair way from the hole. This putt coming up is for birdie.
Their short game today has been absolutely sublime fun to watch.
Oh, that's a great save. What an effort.
And that'll put a little pep in your step, up and down from the bunker, in for the birdie. Good job.
He's currently sitting in first place. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. And they'd be feeling buoyed with confidence after that birdie. Here's a good chance to maintain the momentum.
So many different levels to this green on the par 3, playing 181 yards. You can get it close. You can even make a hole-in-one, but watch out if you hit in the wrong spot on the green. It'll be difficult to two-putt from there.
Oh, these are good for the momentum, these ones, right on 8 feet. Oh, what a round this is. 7 birdies today. No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. All right, getting into our final stretch. Time to tee off here at the 14th. Looks like this one's heading safely for the fairway. Coming off a string of 3 birdies. This one's bunker bound. That was never really a comfortable shot for them, was it?
Wind is absolutely swirling in this part of the golf course.
Lining up from the sand now.
It's going to be challenging to replicate the birdie from yesterday.
This one just outside 7 feet to the hole. Now, nice to make a mid-range par putt. Still in the lead now after that hole. And I don't know if the rest of the field is up for catching them here today in this final round of action. We have a par 4 on this one.
One of the more simple tee shots on the golf course, par 4, 470 yards. Just a little fade required off the tee to the fairway. The green sits up above the fairway a little bit, surrounded by a couple of bunkers, but I gotta say, I like this hole. It's straightforward, it's simple, before you head into the final 3. Oh, this needs a little right turn, Clyde.
Good look at a birdie here. Well, what a performance. 8 birdies on the card.
Whew, that is some pretty good breathing room. Out in front by a bunch.
And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that.
3 holes remaining. This is what it's all about. Time to see who is going to get it done.
Well struck. Well, they're obviously playing to a game plan here, because I remember they were hit in from this similar spot yesterday.
They had a good result yesterday. Can't see why they wouldn't have another good one today.
Well, that's big boy golf right there.
Always like the aggressive play, going for it in 2 and get rewarded for it.
Oh, this is exciting. A putt for an eagle. Get in. Well, you're going to be hard to catch now if you keep making putts like that. That shot's so good, we need to have another look. now that finds him in first place.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on? Let's find out.
Here they are, full of confidence on the next tee, coming off the eagle.
Par 3 17th, 137 yards, island green. I've actually seen a caddy throw it onto this green, but with a golf club in your hand, can you hit the green?
Oh, this is on a fantastic...
And she's made it, a hole-in-one.
Yes, sir, better than most. What a shot. Let's go ahead and put the old stink eye on another one.
And this is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard. And I don't give the rest of the field much hope today. Our leader is way out in front in this final round. Well, this is when the adrenaline really starts to kick in. Leading the tournament with the final hole to play. Good luck. Yeah, this is a quality looking shot, this one. That should find the short stuff. Time for the second shot on the 18th. And choosing the 8-iron here. A quality shot, that.
Outside chance here for the birdie.
And he can win the event here if he can hold this putt. Oh, what a great stroke. Well, this has got an amazing ring to it. The Players' Champion.
It is a title that any player would kill to have, and I have to say this has been a killer afternoon. The amazing golf, the players firing it on all cylinders, going for everything they possibly could. I gotta say, what a finish, what a champion. This will go down in history as one of the best Players' Championships ever.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.